Hi friends, Cole here. And I wanted to do something a little different today. We'll do a little talk and a meditation. And I wanted to talk about anxiety. And it's never been something that's been really prevalent in my life. It's came and went, but it's been prevalent as of late. So I've been really kind of diving unwillingly into it and trying to be with it and explore it. I just want to share some things that have been kind of helping me around it. So lately, I just got back to Bali and I'm having a lot of jet lag. And so I don't know if the lack of sleep is exacerbating the anxiety or the anxiety is exacerbating the lack of sleep, where that chicken or the egg cycle is. But I am a massive overthinker, period. And, it doesn't normally throw me into the cycle, but it has been. And it's quite debilitating. I'm assuming that you deal with anxiety if you're watching this. And, the heart palpitations and, not able to get anything done. Really just kind of feels like it cuts your legs off. And the rumination in the mind, anxiety is a perceived fear. And so I was reading. I'm kind of a nerd. Anytime I get curious about anything, I read all about it. So some of the things that I've read about it lately, anxiety is a perceived fear, but anxiety creates adrenaline, which is a hormone, a chemical in our body. The adrenaline also hits the reward center, unfortunately. So there's a loop that we can get into when we start with the anxiety, and then we get the adrenaline. The overthinking, is in the mix all there, but it's actually hitting the reward center somehow. So it can begin to be this loop, this vicious cycle, which is what it feels like. Exactly, yeah? So it's just trying to bring it down. It's like the hardest thing to think about doing is I'm just going to stop thinking when you're having anxiety. One thing that I found that helped is we can make up all kinds of stories in our mind. And normally what we're thinking about is something in the past, or reliving something in the past, or we're thinking something about the future. So really focusing on the breath. I'm inhaling. I'm exhaling. Or if I'm walking, many times this week I've just been walking and I've been going right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. It sounds kind of ridiculous, but that's actually something that's happening in the present moment. Another thing you can do is, it's like senses. We'll do a little sense meditation in a moment, where you're noticing in real time what you're hearing, any sensations you're feeling, like maybe wind on your skin. So all of these little tools will bring you right into what's happening right now. So a question that I like to ask also is, what is reality? Because we're spinning on stories often in anxiety, these perceived stories. So what is reality? What is fact and what is fiction? What are we making up in our minds? The brain thinks, that's what it does. But we need to be able to separate. So what do we know? What is real? Gratitude. It can be challenging to be thinking of something grateful when you are not feeling so grateful. And it seems like, once the anxiety begins to hit, everything closes off. You're not connected anymore to anything that's going on around you, to a beautiful day outside, or to, conversations. Often I'll be in a conversation and I can even be talking and everything, but I will not be there. I'm not able to be present with people or be present with whatever it is that I'm doing. So being able to kind of step back and list gratitude, just be list 3. can begin to separate that, that big wall that we put between us. So these are all tools. This isn't just like going to take everything away. These are just some tools. You need a big toolbox. Really grounding into self-care, whatever that looks like for you. I'm a bather. I want to bathe. I want to be in the bathtub. It's kind of helps me wash. I read when I can. I found some really good podcasts as well, listening to some podcasts. Tara Brach is one of my favorites right now. And Sarah Brolin is another. Putting the hands on the heart and on the belly and feeling and allowing something else to come in the senses, like the podcast or like some calming music. I have a playlist. It's like ready to go for this. There's lots of different things. Another thing is a ritual. Getting on the yoga mat. You don't feel like doing yoga, probably, when you have anxiety. I don't. But just being on my mat helps. Just laying on my mat. If I don't do anything, I'll just lay here and think. But something about being on my mat or whatever your safe space is, or any type of ritual that you have. I really like, having sage or Palo Santo, because the smell, have a lot to do with the senses. Smell, olfactory, speaks to, the oldest part of our brain. So just the smell, I'm used to smelling sage and Palo Santo when I'm relaxed in a yoga class or at a dance or meditation. So just having these smells come up, or aromatherapy, lavenders, can hit that system. You're like, it's another way to trick. Not to trick, but to work with what's happening. And then also just, coming back to the what is reality, one thing that is really not helpful to get into is the guilt. Like, I should not be feeling this way. I am bad. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. But when thinking about what is reality, it's like I'm having some anxiety right now. Like, okay, this is what's happening. I'm having some anxiety right now. It's like something that's happening to me, not something that I am. It's like I have a cold. I am not a cold. I'm having some anxiety. It's just going, and just, admitting it. So often what we try to do is damp things down, like ignore it, push it down. And the more that we push things away, the more it's just going to seep out the edges. So when it's coming, here's some anxious thoughts again. Here's my heart beating faster. Here's some fire in my chest, maybe, or whatever it is for you. Just kind of naming the things really has a lot of power to it. I want you all to put your suggestions in the comments so that I can read through them next time. I'm going through this as well. But close your eyes down. Let's just take a moment and get into the body. So really important, coming from the mind, that mind that wears us out, into the body. So you can lay down, you can sit down. I'm sitting up on a little bolster here. If you have any essential oil or sage or anything like that, or anything that, the smells that relax you, aromatherapy, essential oils, really, really nice to have that around. And start by start by noticing what you hear. So you hear my voice. What else do you hear around you? I can hear a water feature outside. I can hear a couple scooters driving by. The hum of the air conditioner. So it can kind of be like a game almost. So you start, you're focusing on these different things, on what's happening. But it's happening right now. And then notice what you smell. So So maybe you did use, some oils or some sage. What does it smell? Does it take you anywhere? How does it make you feel in your body? And then what do you feel? Where are your hands resting on your legs or your lap? Maybe gently press into each fingertip, wherever it is. You can feel the way the clothes drape on your body. Maybe you have a piece of hair or a dreadlock on your skin. Coming into everything that's happening now. And 3 things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful that I know that things ebb and flow, that change is constant, joyful states, painful states. Grateful that I know that everything is changing and cyclical. I'm grateful to be in Bali. I can also now hear some birds outside. And not just in Bali, but will be my home for a while. So grateful for that, to be in a place where I can ground. And grateful for this practice that gives so many tools that we can explore this life with. And every day when I bow forward, when I'm doing namaste, I just say thank you, thank you. I don't know who I'm thanking, but just grateful that this practice found me. I'm very grateful to now be sharing it with you. About 3 more rounds of breath. Feeling the inhale and the exhale come in and out. The nose or the mouth, however you're breathing. And be extra aware of the exhale. There's a tendency when we're riled up in that anxious state that we're not exhaling. We're literally not letting go. So extra aware of the out breath. Knowing that you have to let go in order for new things to come. So be open to release. Clear out. Let's take one inhale through the nose. And together out the mouth. Slowly, next inhale, open your eyes. I hope that one of these little things might guide you a little bit, give a little assistance. Yeah. This is a thing that it really tends to isolate us. Anxiety really tends to isolate us, but it's so common that, if we talk about it more, not only does it connect us, but it yeah, gives us all more ways to handle, more ways to deal, cope, and yeah, connection is what we're after. Thank you so much for joining me. And like I said, leave all of your suggestions in the comments. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.